Hi everyone, and welcome to the April edition of The Green Room. I'm Laura Short from Green at Heart, and I'm joined by my friend John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist. Hi John.
Hi folks.
So this month we're going to be talking about your action plan and the objectives and targets that you put in that. So together with your environmental policy, which really is the beacon document of your environmental management system, this one is the one that sits underneath. This is where we get to the nitty gritty. This is where we have a look at your objectives and targets and how you're going to save yourself some money within your business. And it really needs to be laid out clear enough so that all stakeholders know how your business is intending to make those reductions. But first, we'll just go to a quick ad. Hi, I'm Laura Short, and I run the Green at Heart Awards scheme. This is an environmental accreditation for small businesses from all sectors who want to show their customers that they're responsible, proactive, and sustainable. By following a structured approach to Green at Heart, you'll be putting in place cost and time-saving measures that'll help reduce more than just your carbon footprint. Are you passionate about having a sustainable business? Well, in my book, that means still being in business 12 months from now. It's more important than ever to set your business apart from the rest, and customers are expecting you to go that extra mile. So let's grab a coffee and have a chat about how a Green at Heart Award can help your business stay open, stay green, and grow. Let's head back to the green room and see what we're talking about today. Welcome back. So John, what's been your experience of a business's action plan? Do you tend to find it's got all the right things in there, or is it a bit lacking sometimes?
Some of them are written on the back of a fag packet, and but other ones are far too detailed that people have worked for hours and hours on them, and then they just file them away.
Yeah, it's all very well and good having a nice shiny document that you've made on Excel that nobody ever reads, nobody can understand it, and it doesn't actually meet what you need within your business. So I would say the very first place to start is understand what are the significant impacts in your business. So make your objectives and targets SMART, and the S always stands for significant. So look at those aspects that are significant. Is it energy use? Is it waste? Is it transport? What is the biggest resource use within your business, and start there. And can you explain the M, John?
Ooh, it might be measurable.
It is that, yeah. And so often you see businesses that'll just stick a big 10% or 20% reduction on there. And it means nothing because they don't actually know whether it's achievable. So make sure that those measurable targets are achievable. Put something in there that isn't too unrealistic, but isn't too simple that you're gonna achieve it and you could have done more. So set your baseline first. Make sure you know what you're actually going to be able to achieve, and then work on it from there. And
yeah,
then, sorry, go on,
I was just thinking, even if you do set a figure, the first year, that actually starts to show you whenever you come around to revisit it again as to whether it's realistic or whether it was way below the mark or whether it was too high. Start to work out. It's business intelligence. You're starting to work out what you can do in your business.
Yeah, exactly. So we've said A is the achievable, and then R, realistic. Make sure that it's something you can work towards, because it's very demoralizing for people that work within your business to have set targets that are so high, they're unachievable, unrealistic, and nobody can attain them. And then unfortunately you start to get people suffering within that business because of that. And then T, make sure that there's a decent time frame. Usually people go for 12 months, but if it's something that that you're going to hit the ground running with and get it done in 3 or 4 months, then absolutely put that on as a realistic target. But conversely, if you want to go for a 3 to 5 year plan for a particular project, feel free to put that in as well. I know, John, I'm sure you've seen businesses that say they're going to do everything by next month, and then in 3 years' time, they're still working on it.
Yeah, it is. It's very much to do with the attitude within the company. Sometimes you need to focus on a project for a short time to get the changes hammered through. And other times you just need to address it each month at the monthly management meeting and say, okay, how are we progressing? It's 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 trying to make it work for the company instead of the company having to work for this goal, because the goal may not actually be of significance. So what is it? What are we do? Why are we doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the last one that I kind of always try to add on and emphasize to businesses, it's not necessarily within the SMART acronym, but make somebody, a person, responsible for each of the objectives and targets that are in there. Because if you don't have a named person that's actually responsible for something, it won't get done. Plain and simple. If you just have admin on there, or finance department, or some arbitrary person or department there, it's not going to get done. So you need a named person, but don't necessarily put the same person for everything. It doesn't have to be the environmental manager or the business manager, or whoever it is that's responsible for this in your business. It doesn't always have to be them. There can be different environmental champions within a business that could be responsible for different elements. And mix it up. Don't make it the same person each time.
Yeah, I actually really believe in teamwork, because then people are accountable to other people. If you have 2, 3 people, maybe 4 people who are responsible across the company, and you set a goal, then you're actually far more likely to achieve that, because you know that somebody else is expecting you to get on with it. And so it's a little bit of peer pressure, but at the same time, it needs to be reasonable, so that people can work together as well to help each other get crack a nut.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all for a bit of healthy competition within the workplace. So, if you do have different departments, set a bit of a league table, who can actually achieve their target quickest, or achieve and excel their target the best, and then incentivize it. There's nothing better than having an incentive to work towards, and staff really do appreciate that as well. And you mentioned before, John, about bringing things to the managers meeting, whether that's on a monthly basis or annually. And I think that's really important too. We have to analyse these objectives and targets. You have to work out how you're progressing towards them, not just at the very end of the year or at the end of the time scale that you've set to decide whether we've not achieved it, never mind. You do need those interim points of contact where you're actually talking about it and saying, do we need to adjust things? Do we need to step it up a gear and actually, pull our finger out and do a bit more? Or actually, can we ease off and look at something else that month? And I think that's really important to note as well. We do need to analyse and measure where we're at. And that only comes from actually doing the measurements as you're going along.
Yeah, so it's part of building the team, but using business intelligence to make the right decisions. If you haven't measured, if you haven't got the results, if you haven't seen the writing on the wall, as it were, then you're going to fail. But if you've got the information, you can make the right decisions to get the right results. So
exactly. And as we are moving into April, start of the new tax year, let's have a think about doing some action plans together so that we can make the next 12 months within your business really count. If you want some more information, you can check out the website below, which is greenatheart.org.uk, or email hello@greenatheart.org.uk. So next month, we're going to be talking about staff competence, training and awareness, which is going to be a great month to talk about that. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.